So we are heading out on an adventure today, picking up my motorcycle bike. Oop, let's go. Here we go. Awesome. Ah, there it is. I see it. Okay.
And then, so we've made it to leg one on our day trip with motorcycle. Oh my goodness, I'm so fucking tired. Like, I slept, I think, went to bed at 3, self-sabotaged that in a sense. And I was working in some client work and just video stuff up until 3, and I don't know, I think I still had so much caffeine in my system, having coffee at like 3:30 in the afternoon, and I just couldn't sleep. Then this morning, I woke up a little bit later and had to drop off Mishka at a friend's place. She's going hiking with my friend Michaela, which is so lovely. And I was off to pick up my motorcycle. And the process was amazing. Like, it was the smoothest rental booking process, like, ever. And picked up my bike. Show you soon what the bike looks like. It's so cute. It's like a little bumblebee. It's like yellow and black, and it's a Yamaha XSR 125cc. Which I really, really love. What's nice about it is that it tells you what gear you're in, so you can always see, like previously with the old ones, like the one I had in Costa, and I couldn't see where I was, and so I was always guessing I had to go all the way down to then like go up again, and that was a bit annoying. Whereas now it's there's less guesswork, there's less energy expenditure, and like, okay, what gear am I in? I just kind of know exactly what gear I'm in. It's a loud bike as well. I don't love it, to be honest. I think for casual riding around the city and sort of getting by and whatnot, it's fine. I would probably not take it long distances, like to the highway and things like that. I think you definitely need like 250 or more. It doesn't go amazingly fast, like 50 kilometers per hour, and I'm on gear 5, even gear 6 to like get to like 60 kilometers per hour. I don't know, it just feels like the rev's really high, and it just doesn't feel like the most efficient bike. You know, we're just renting it out for the day. It's a beautiful bike. It's comfy, it's wide, like the handlebars are really wide. I like it, but I don't love it. I think, yeah, it's really to do with the res. I don't like the fact that I go from 1 to 6 so quickly. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I never really use gear 2, 3, 4, or even 5. It's just like 1 or 6 or 3, you know, like when I'm going around a roundabout. But I'm not proficient rider, so this is just from my very limited experience. And a lot of lessons already just riding here. One being, don't be tired. Get a good night's sleep. Oh my god, fucks you up so much, honestly. And secondly, what's so fascinating is like, even though I didn't get an amazing night's sleep, you can still remember like what you're supposed to do. Like, if you've done it enough times, you get on. I was a little bit nervous because I was like, oh, you know, there are these two guys, the rental guys, old men, who are like looking at me, and I'm like, oh, Emily, you know, you better not fuck this up. I like hopped on. I tried not to make a big deal out of it. That's okay. It's a red light. Like, you know, just like get one and then you just go. So it's like, I've done this many times before, you know, but still, when people are watching you, sometimes you're just like, oh my god, can I redo it? So no, anyway, it was fine. I went from gear 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 really quickly. I was like on the highway within like 3 minutes or something, and I surprised myself. I was like, wow, shit, like, you can do it. It's really not that hard. Like, you know what you need to do. Like, it's very simple once you know the mechanics of it. It's very simple muscle memory. You've done it enough times, and it's not rocket science, but it's really more the mindset, like the self-doubt that you have. Oh my gosh, like, what if XYZ happens, and all these like fears come into your mind. I think one of the reasons why I really like riding a motorcycle is that it really challenges me. It's one of those sports that feels like it's reserved just for men, but who am I, like this feeble little thing to hop on a motorcycle and ride one. Yeah, so I think for me it's definitely challenging myself in many aspects. I think when I was on the road, there's so many similarities with the business as well. It's even, there's so many reflections. I could write a whole novel about this. Even just like when you're going fast, when you have momentum, keep going. Don't try not to stop. Even if you see a red light, slow down. Don't go fast to hit the red light and then stop and then get going, because that traction is so much harder. And so I think, just metaphor, it's physics basically, isn't it? It's like, just try to keep momentum going. Don't stop ever. Well, not ever, but like, don't stop unless you absolutely have to. I think it's something that I learned as well. And so preparing for that in advance, I don't really know if I have any to like go a really, really long way today like I wanted to. I wanted to go all the way up to Azenhas do Mar, which is like not that far. It's a really nice ride. I'm just feeling really fucking tired, and I kind of wish I didn't work last night, but anyway, I had to. And the thing is like, when you're not fully rested and you're not as sharp as you usually are, you can make mistakes. And when you're on a new vehicle and you're in a new place, trying to navigate a lot of things, and you don't have like the bandwidth to kind of like for everything to come together, and if something suddenly happens out of the blue and you don't have your sharp senses to like catch in that moment, like it can be pretty dangerous. And I know that, having been through Costa Rica for 3 weeks. And so I'm just a bit hesitant as to whether or not I want to keep going for a long distance or just short distance. The whole point of renting it out for today was just to get used to the bike, which I have the hang of already. It's pretty easy. So yeah, let's see. I wanted to take some content. Wanted to be like really exciting and like do some crazy shit. But I think it's not that day, and that's fine. We're just gonna take it slow, finish my matcha, share some more thoughts on what it's like to ride a bike, and in case this is of use to anybody who is thinking about renting a 125cc or just riding a motorcycle in general as a female in Portugal, then I hope you find this helpful.
Made it to Praia Grande, and feeling a little bit tired. Probably gonna find a spot and just take a siesta on the beach, on the sand, listen to the waves, and then keep going. Okay, we have made it to Praia Grande. Look at this magnificent view and beach. Oh my goodness. I think I'm just gonna camp out here for a while. I've got my towel. I'm going to lay down in the sun and take a really well-deserved siesta for making it out here. The sun is so beautiful. Wow. Seriously, I can't believe this is winter in Portugal. It's incredible. And I love all the people out here, the families, children playing. Such a beautiful, beautiful winter's day. So we are riding on to Azenhas do Mar, stop number I think 3 for today, and I think that might be our final stop. Yeah. Beautiful. It was such a pleasant ride to get here. Roads are pretty chill. Yeah, roads are pretty chill. definitely a lot more traffic than I was expecting. Like so many motorcyclists, like insane. There were some crazy zoomers, like racer zoomers, suicidal, borderline. Honestly, it was ridiculous. Like they were just going so fast, and luckily in the opposite way. Like I was going this way and they were going that way. I think there must have been like some sort of race or something, because there were loads of spectators and loads of people out with their cameras and stopping and like just like, I don't know, spectating. So it looked like it was something professional. The rental guys also warned me there would be a lot of races today, like crazy ones. It must have been something, or it's just like a random Sunday thing to do, to take your bike out and race. But honestly, I feel like if you're going so fast, you kind of miss the beauty of the roads itself. Like you're just focusing on like not dying. So I don't know if that's like so fun for me. But yeah, there's some badass women as well, who are racing. That was really cool to see. Anyway, so I feel like it's quite busy here if you look around. Loads of people, little cafe here as well. I think for sunset I probably won't stay here. There's like this viewpoint which I will show you. It's kind of just, you know, 2 minutes down there. But for the most part, I think I might even pop over to Praia da Ursa for sunset. Just hopefully find like a solo quiet spot to just like journal where there's not so many people. So let's see. I will keep you updated. That sort of time lapse, what I was trying to capture with this attachment while I was on the bike, it didn't work. And I have this crazy motorcycle here and my head is like sore because the helmet just like sticks to my head. Anyway, we're at Praia da Ursa. I'm going to try again with this attachment, and this time like aim it up a little bit, because what you see on the footage is like literally just my hands and the handle, and I'm like, oh, like I had preset it on my phone when I was like sort of sitting up, and then I think it fell down a little bit as well, I think, and then the gimbal just like moved, and so most of the time it was just focused on the handle, which is not what I wanted. I should probably like try to like fix the gimbal so it doesn't move. Anyway, so gutted because it was such a beautiful ride. Like, oh, it was so beautiful through all the forests and the little villages, and yeah, it was just a pity that it didn't capture that. But here we are now at Praia da Ursa, and gonna go for a little hike down to Praia da Ursa. Probably won't spend too long here, just because I do want to like get back before sunset, so I don't have to like be riding in the dark. And yeah, I'll show you this beautiful beach. So definitely after a day riding, I'm starting to get the hang of being on the bike again, being on the manual, and I'm shifting, you know, down and up the gears pretty easily, especially also when there's like traffic and like crossings and lights, red lights and things like that. I'm starting to get a lot more comfortable with that. I used to like, also every time I like start the bike, that pang of anxiety of like, oh my god, are we gonna, you know, make it to our next destination, kind of just gets smaller and smaller. So that's really nice to know, and of course it's common sense as well. So the more you do anything, the easier it gets. We've got one last ride back home after this, and then we will call it an adventure for this time until Madeira. Okay, time to head back now. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful sunset. Like, this is probably one of my favorite secret spots in Portugal, close to Lisbon. Like, it's quite, you have to know where you go. Like, there's a lot of different trails here, and most of the main buses sort of take you to the lighthouse area, and you kind of want to just like park a little bit before that, so that you can take one of those trails to, like, you basically see trees going right and then keep going all the way to the end, and then you'll see Praia da Ursa from above. And then if you want to go down to the beach of Praia da Ursa, you kind of just have to like meander yourself down some rocky trails, which is so fun. So this is our one-day adventure come to an end. I did wish I started a little bit earlier. Like, it did take me a little bit longer to get out of bed today, so I went to sleep at 3 a.m. but here we are. So something I said yesterday, which I kind of feel the need to clarify, which is I don't actually see myself as like a weak, feeble woman.
It's one of those sports that feels like it's reserved just for men. But who am I, like this feeble little thing, to hop on a motorcycle and ride one?
I don't know why I said that. I was just fucking tired yesterday, okay? I think in the moment I felt really tired and weak, and also given that, you know, like most of the motorcyclists out there that I'm seeing, and also the men, like they have so much power, they have so much muscle. I don't have, like, comparatively I don't have much muscle. I've also been on bigger bikes and they're quite scary to me because they're so heavy, and with like the 500, 700, 900 cc's, it's so heavy in comparison to the bikes. I do feel like I am weak and that I can't handle a heavier bike or a more powerful one. I also say that from the place of like, I had a bad crash when I was, not a bad crash, I was I think 18, was it? Or was I 19? I can't remember. I was on my ex-boyfriend's bike. He was teaching me how to ride, and he had like a Kawasaki Ninja. I can't remember what the horsepower was, and he was big. He was a big beast, you know. Actually was on there quite a few times and nothing had ever happened, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. And I was, you know, zooming in safe places, not on like the highway or anything like that. This is like within like car parks and things like that, right? So legally so. But then one time, cat ran out of nowhere and I was like completely taken like by surprise. I kind of just, I don't know, moved my hand, jolted, and then I fell and I skidded and I broke one of the mirrors. I broke, I think, one of the brakes as well. I did also get quite badly bruised. I think there was some blood. Basically, like, what I remember feeling was the bike on top of my leg. It was so heavy, and I could, if I was alone and they weren't there with me, supervising me, I don't know what I would have done. I was in the middle of the road, this massive bike on top of me, and I didn't have the power to push it away, and that's really quite a scary position to be in. And I think that event really traumatized me, and I didn't ride a motorcycle until 2 years ago when I was in Costa Rica, so about 10 years later. When I say like I had this anxiety to like hop back on a bike and why I'm always nervous, it's really because of that reason. And so when I say, you know, weak, feeble, I just mean in comparison to the really big, heavy bikes out there where if they land on you, you're so fucked, like royally fucked. And so I never want to be on a bike that I cannot handle or control with my own muscle mass. So I suppose that's, yeah, where I was coming from. Anyway, just to clarify in case you, I don't know, thought otherwise.